Good after you.
I'm the fill-in guy, but it's a side.
I want to use that good game.
Things at the beginning of it. They do like somebody will keep track of the scoring over there.
Yeah, somebody pays for it.
Yeah. It's fine. We have free. Right?
Yeah.
We don't have too much issue.
Like free.
Back to a Sunday late afternoon matchup here in Maple Grove against Minneapolis Black and Maple Grove White team. You got the JV match filling in again as Mike's either sitting by a pool somewhere in Arizona or maybe perhaps on his way back to the cold Midwest already. But Minneapolis is coming off that 4-3 loss last night in Eden Prairie. So hopefully we're looking for a little bit of a bounce back. Puck is down. Will took the face off. Here's George enters the zone. He's going to dump it back into the corner for Jackson. Jackson sends it out front. That gets intercepted, and White's able to come out. Griffin gets turned around there, but Beck's back to help him out. Oh, no. Oh, boy. All right. Similar problems as yesterday. Just a little sloppy behind the net. Puck bounced out to the white jersey again, just like last night, and this time George now is in net. Ben played an awesome game to keep him in it last night. Tonight we got George. George with a good save to start us off. All right, where are we now? So this is Otto. Otto up to Ben. Ben's going to bring it down into the corners. Pulls up. Gets taken away. Otto's going to battle for it. That gets taken away by Ben again. Otto now. Otto up to Ben. Oh, couldn't quite get the wood on that one before OMG is able to push it away. Cam now. Puck into the corner. Here's Otto. I was looking around, looking for somebody. Come on, move, guys. Just Colin O'Day down below. Otto again is able to pick it up. He sends it behind to Colin O'Day. Colin looks back up to Cam. Cam flips this back down toward the net. Here's Otto now. Otto tried to find Colin O'Day in front. That hits some skates. OMG White takes control, sends it out to middle ice, but Minneapolis intercepts that quick. Here's Colin Moose in to Tyson. Back to Colin. Couldn't quite find the backhand on that one. There's Griffin now at the point. Sends one in. That gets deflected to the corner. Colin Moose now. All right, White's going to regroup behind their net. He's back out at center ice, looking for some help. Sends it over to Tyson. Back to Griffin, back to Tyson again. This goes up to Colin Moose. Colin's going to take the zone. Black's going to go for a change, see if Colin can't break some time here before they're able to get down there. Looks like the puck went out of play down in that far right corner. OMG goaltenders down here on the ice. You can see on the right side there getting attended to for some equipment issue. But if you're just joining us, we are about 2.5 minutes into the first period here. Still no score. Good start for the black team. Still attending to this goalie. A quick way to cool off. All right. There we go. Now he's back. Get this thing back going again. This is going to be Will at the face-off. There's Jackson and George on the far side. That's going to go for icing. So let's set that again now. We got Will on the center. Jackson's on the right side. George on the left with James and Cam on the points here. Will ties it up off the center. It comes to George. George back to James. James is going to get this in. Trying to find a chip. That goes far, though. Ooh, George almost picked one off there. There's Cam. Cam sends it up, but that's going to go for an icing. Colin O'Day on the face-off, comes to Otto. Otto tries to get this out to Ben. Beck is taken away. Beck's going to come up and pinch it. There's the wing now. Otto's out there. Shot goes wide. Ben's going to go over and wrestle for it now with Beck. Somebody's got to go get it. There we go. Colin O'Day's going to go get it. Gets it out. That's not going to go get out of the zone again. So White's going to come right back in. Hucklemouse comes out. Ben's going to race for this one. Ben's going to go off. Comes on with Archie. And now we got Colin O'Day in the corner. Archie's battling down there with him too. Colin Moose just stepped on the ice. Oh. Cam tried to make a play and they're offside. All right, Cam and James on the D. We got Tyson at center now with Archie and Colin Moose on the wings. Comes back to Cam off the face-off. He tries to poke it around, but that's intercepted quickly. Archie's going to chip this one deep in. Tyson's going to go after it. Comes out to Cam. Cam's going to get a quick shot in. That goes wide. Archie sends one down in. Now Tyson on the other side. He's going to go battle down in the corner. Archie takes it away. Looking for somebody. He's got Colin up top. Colin, good save by the goalie. I don't know why that's not icing. James now. James to Archie. Archie finds Colin Moose coming around the middle. He's going to enter the zone. Bring it deep. Jackson's going to go back and help out. Stay with it, though. Comes up for Griffin. Griffin's going to chip this down into the far corner. Beck pitches up. Jackson now. Beck pinches that again. Oh, almost. It's George now back to Beck. Over to Will. Will puts one off the side of the net. George now. Jackson to Griffin. Down to George. Jackson. He's going to run around to Griffin on the far side. Griffin's going to play it back deep. Got to stop there. George now. Uh-oh. This is Beck. That's going to send this down to Will. George now is going to go attack it. OMG's going to try to ice it, but Cam. All right. Cam's going to take a offsides, and we're going to go all the way back down. So they're calling that an intentional offside, which if there is an intentional offside in Phantoms, that was about as good as it gets. Okay, here's OMG White. That goes up into the netting. Try this again. Colin O'Day at the face-off. Comes back to the corner. Cam's got it. Now up to Otto. Back to Cam. Cam's going to turn and go the other way. Sends it up to Ben. Ben can't handle it. Colin O'Day is able to kick this out into the middle. Ooh, a little sloppy by OMG White there, though. We're able to bring it back down into the corner. That's Colin now. Colin's battling. Comes out to James. James tries to throw it back down into the traffic. Comes around to the other side now. Cam's going to dump this deep. Back over to Cam. Cam's going to chip this up. Into the middle, he's got Archie, but Archie's shot gets deflected wide. Back to the neutral zone. This is James. James over to Colin Moose now. Colin Moose enters the zone with Archie. That gets intercepted by White. But Tyson's able to pick it up with a little space. He chips this one out up to Griffin now on the top. That gets goes it on the goalie with a little tip. Good save. Uh-oh, Colin Moose now. Colin drags it. Oh, just caught a skate, I think, on the shot. Griffin now. Griffin out it. Clubbed a little bit. Archie tries to send him across the middle, but nobody's in front. Archie tries to hold it momentarily. It worked. Now we got Archie for Colin Moose. Back to Archie. Oh, but couldn't quite connect on that one. Archie now to Tyson. Good play by Griffin to save that. Comes along the backside to Colin Moose. That's going to go in and pinch that one again. Archie's going to take a shot, and that gets deflected. Black's going to go for a big change here. Gives them an opportunity to clear, but taken away right away by Jackson. Jackson gets taken down. No call on the ref. Oh, maybe not. I could not see the ref. Turns out it was a trip. There's a ref down there on the floor that I couldn't see. So OMG White's going to go to the box, and Black's going to get 2 minutes on the power play here. We got 5:33 left in the first period. See on the scoreboard there up in the upper right side. Still no score. This is Will. It's sent around for George. George now. George finds Will. Will with some shins. Cam. George. Back to Cam. Cam's going to get one in. There's George now again. George brings it out front. Oh, Will had a chance. Point blank stop by the goalie. Cam now. Down to Jackson. Comes up to James. James didn't get all of that on he wanted, I'm guessing. James now. He gets a shot in there. Good save by the goalies. So far, good start here by Minneapolis. Still unable to put one in the net, but putting on some pretty good pressure to begin the game. 4:45 left in the first period with 1:13 left on this power play here. Now we're going to line it up with Colin O'Day in the center. Ben's on the left, Otto's on the right. What comes back to Beck, who flips it out of play. Do this again. Colin now. Colin to Otto, but Otto's getting held there. There we go. Colin now. Colin out to Beck. Back to Colin. Colin didn't see Ben there in the middle. He's going to send it down low for Otto. Otto now. Otto's going to go to the other side. Otto. Otto fumbled it. Black's going to take it away, though, and go right back in with Griffin now going deep. Comes out to the top for Beck. Beck's going to play it along the board. For Griffin now, who's still down low. Looks like Otto's up top. Otto now. Penalty just expired, so Maple Grove is back to full strength, but it looks like they're going to take another penalty with a cross check or roughing in front. So we're gonna go back to 2 minutes on the power play again here. Still 0-0, but most of the play has been on this far side of the ice all period with 3:30 left in the first. And we're gonna play 4-on-5 for another 2 minutes. See if we can't put one in here. Tyson's gonna take this face off, comes back to Cam. Cam around, puts one in, comes back out to Cam. Cam back to James, he saves it. He puts one in. Goalie puts it aside. Goalie's without a stick right now. James is going to send this one in. Goalie still doesn't have a stick, which is probably okay. There, it's bounced back to him, so he picks it up now. Comes out to James. James gets a shot in. Goalie smothers that one up. Let's go, Black. Minneapolis is going to change up the forwards here. Come on with Will at center, George, and Jackson now on the wings. Same D with Cam and James. Comes out to Cam. Cam chipped one in, but Will couldn't handle it. So OMG gets the clear. Will gets intercepted. OMG sends it back in. This is Cam. Cam comes out to Jackson. Jackson rips on one. Back to Griffin. Griffin's going to take it in himself. Try to set something up here now. We got 45 seconds left in this power play. Oh, there it is. Just couldn't pull the trigger on the rebound there. Another good opportunity. This is Beck now. Beck now still going to find George. George with a good pass up to Ben now. Ben's got some speed coming in. Back to George to Ben. Sorry, that was Will to Ben. Just couldn't put that back. Here's George now. George back to Will. OMG's full back to full strength. Boy, if there was ever a time we could use a goal, this was it. They just dominated this period, but still nothing going on the scoreboard. A minute left now in the first period. James is going to send this to Colin O'Day, who mouth works to the middle. Back to James, who puts in. That goalie down there on the other end is seeing things pretty good so far. We're going to need to come up with some alternatives of shot selection. All right, Colin O'Day take this face off. He's got Archie on the right with Otto on the left. Colin O'Day sends it back down deep for Archie. This one's held at the blue line, and Otto's going to go attack it again. Ooh. Cam had an opportunity. That gets deflected wide. Oh, we got it sent back out to the middle for Cam. Cam's going to send one back deep. Good effort to get out of the zone by Black there. Here's Colin, but that's going to do it for the end of the first period. Not sure who this guy is, but got a character here. Looks like an OMG fan. Mr. White. See who we got up here in the stands. There we got some Minneapolis folks. Moms standing. And then the corner dads on their perch in the offensive corner just about every period of every game. All right, get this second period underway now. Gonna start off with Tyson in center, Colin Moose, and Archie on the wings. This goes to Griffin, over to Beck. Back up to Archie. Archie tips it off the boards to Griffin. Griffin couldn't quite pull that forward, so now we got Beck behind the net. Beck's gonna move it. Beck's gonna skate it himself. Net comes off. Not sure how the net came off there. It didn't seem like there was a whole lot of traffic happening, but there's a whistle. So now we're going to go with Will at center, George and Jackson at the wings. OMG's going to try to gain the zone, but got a little bit ahead of themselves for an offside whistle. Will on the face-off, comes back to OMG White. Pass it up. Cam now. Cam sends it up to the corner, or up to the blue, but that gets intercepted. Will's going to try to move this out. No ice for some reason. Jackson. Jackson's got to look. Gosh, we got to stop shooting it right into the belly, though. We got Colin O'Day centering Ben and Otto. Puck comes with the net right away off the face-off, but that gets deflected side. Now here's Colin. Colin's going to turn to the middle. Comes over, sees Griffin. Griffin's going to get in there with a shot. Where's the rebound? Otto now. Up to Griffin. Griffin gets a shot in. Still nothing. Boy, this goalie is just on everything. Colin O'Day is going to take a high stick. I would say that's a questionable call, but Minneapolis is going to go down a couple minutes here, so still no score. 13 minutes left in the second period. Minneapolis has pretty much dominated the entire game, but they keep shooting it right into the chest of the OMG goalie, so still a 0 on the board. Here's Cam. Cam up to Otto. Otto cleared the zone. That comes back in for icing right away. Or sorry, for an offside right away. Face-off comes all the way down in the OMG end. Number 5 for them is going to come out. 15 for them is going to come up with a little head of steam. He's going to gain the zone and dump it in. Here's Cam and Otto battling down in the corner. Cam, keep with it. There we go. OMG's got some look now. They're giving him a little space that's a little uncomfortable. Now it's the middle. It's then one on George. George puts it to the corner. Ben now out to try to break something up. Otto's going to take. Oh, that was a good pass by OMG. Penalty kill's looking a little bit shaky here, but get some new players on the ice. And we're going to go with Colin, Moose, Tyson, Beck, and Griffin. Hopefully kill off the rest of this 45 seconds. That comes in on George, drops in front of him. Tyson's able to get it to the corner, but that comes out to the top again. Tyson now trying to get one off. Good save there by George. I don't think he saw that, but in the right position. Need a clear here, guys. Big battle in front, but means we're not giving the shooters a whole lot to look at, but as long as George can see it, in pretty good shape. 5 seconds left on Colin O'Day's ice sticking penalty. 11:15 left in the second period with still 0-0 game. Going to make a switch here now with killers are going to be Will and George with James and Cam back on the D. There we go. Oh, Will had an opportunity. I was too busy watching Colin coming out of the box, but see how that got broke up. All right. Oh boy, good save there. Good. Got the blue there for OMG. Here's George now. George is going to take some speed here. Couldn't quite get through the guy falling. Back now, tries to tip it around. Back again. Back up to Jackson. Jackson's got a little space. He's got George coming through on the middle. Oh, George misses lower right. He's going to go back down into the Minneapolis end. Here's Beck now. Fumbles it. OMG's able to keep it in the zone. Comes out to the middle. Here's Will. Will's going to send this one out to the middle. Otto's going to pressure him a little bit. Ben's going to chip this out. I'm going to go chase it down into the OMG goal. Colin's going to take this away. He's going to circle around the back, dump it back behind. Otto's going to go for it. Now Ben sends it out front. That goes through the crease. He's going to get set down to the other end. Cam now. Cam over to James. James fires it up the middle. He's got Will Or sorry, Archie streaking. Those two guys, I get mixed up. Uh-oh, OMG's got a little spot here now. Good rock down by Cam there. Come on, guys. Don't be wrestling with it. James now behind. He's out. Cam picks it up. Cam turns. Loses it. OMG's going to take it through the slot here. Sends it over to their other D partner. That doesn't get through some skates. All right, OMG's finding some life here in a 0-0 game now. It's been mostly Minneapolis all game, but we haven't been able to find the back of the net. So 7:52 left in the second period now, and still looking at again, just a stonewall goalie. There we go. Griffin now. Didn't quite handle the pass. Able to get a shot off the side of the net. Griffin now again. Oh boy, Griffin sends it right to the middle of the slot. It gets intercepted. Fortunately, he missed the net. Here's George now. Trying to find some space. Tyson's going to pursue it. This gets sent all the way, but that's going to get waved off. So now back behind his net. He's going to pick it up. Griffin now. This gets sent in on George, and George is going to take a whistle. So we're a little over halfway through the second period now. Still no score. The longer this goes on, a little more nerve-wracking it gets, because Minneapolis has definitely held most of the play here. OMG's kind of found a little bit of life now in the last 3 or 4 minutes. George up to Jackson. Jackson's going to try to get this deep. He does. Over to the other side. James pinches that. OMG whiffs on it, but then he decides to skate it up. Will takes it up high. Interference call on OMG. So, gonna get another crack at this power play. 6:17 left in the second, still no score. Colin O'Day on the face-off here. He's got Ben out there on the wings with Otto. Colin now back to Griffin. Griffin to Colin. Colin's going to move into the middle, but that just gets deflected by the goalie. The corner is now Otto. Otto tries to make the move, but he gets taken out. Colin tried to send one back for Beck, but that was behind him. So here's Beck now. Ben gains his zone. Looking for some help. Over to Beck. Beck can't really do much with that, though. So that's going to come out. Griffin now. To Beck. Go, 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 go! Griffin picks it up. He's going to cross the red and dump this in. Archie's going to go chase it down. He's got Beck on the side. Settles it down to Colin O'Day out to, boy, that was Jackson, I think, had a point blank opportunity. Still can't get one by this goalie. Whew. frustrating game. 41 seconds now left in this power play. Just under 5 minutes left in the second. Tyson up to Cam. Cam scores! There we got one. So what happens when you don't shoot it right at the chest? Cam with a great shot up the right over the glove. So that's going to give Minneapolis their first lead at 1-0 of the game. Griffin now loses it back to the corner. Recovers a bit though. Somebody's got to get over there to help. Puck comes out to the OMG line. It's sent in on George. George puts it back to the corner. Tyson now. Tyson up to Jackson. Oh, Jackson didn't know Tyson was going right down the middle. Sends one in. Goalie saves. Get a whistle here. All right, 4:08 left now in the second period. Minneapolis has their first lead with 1-0 now. Really controlled a lot of the game. So hopefully we can. Ben turns, looking for help. He's got George. George sends one toward the goal, but that gets picked off. Ben now. Ben sends it deep. Will picks it up. They score! There we go. We found that upper right-hand corner now on a couple of these. That's going to do it. Great shot now there by Will to make this a 2-0 game with 3:30 left in the second period. Will's going to stay. Nope, maybe not. We're going to bring Colin O'Day's line out. Otto on the left there and Ben Scory on the right. Beck and Griffin on the points. That comes back to OMG off the face-off. Regain the zone, but not deep. Here's Ben. Oh, Ben tried to make a move, but couldn't quite get that to go around, and that's just going to be an offside by Minneapolis. Let's start over here. Colin O'Day goes back to the OMG defense, step into the neutral zone, and Maple Grove's going to send this one deep. Griffin back for Otto. Otto sends one to the middle, but that gets picked off. Colin now. Colin to Otto. Otto still can't get the zone. Up now Colin shoves it out. Colin's going to pick this one up with a little steam up the middle. Oh, he just lost it in the skates. Here's Beck now. Brings this around the other side. Up to Tyson, but that's in his skates. Got to get that out front of him. This is going to go back down for icing on OMG. I'm going to move the camera over to the other side here. 2:08 left now in the second period. Minneapolis has a couple of late second period goals here to take a 2-0 lead. Cam now. Cam to Tyson. Oh, Tyson couldn't quite get that backhand to go. Good play, though, by both of them. Cam's shot got rebound out right to Tyson's backhand, but goalie was there for that one again. Tough to get anything by it without Pretty point blank shot. Tyson again now on the face-off. He's got Archie on the right side, calling Moose on the left. Here's Cam. Cam's going to send one in again. Oh, puck's still loose. Kind of a late whistle there, I thought. Dad's down in the corner, wanted more out of Archie poking that one in, but couldn't quite get there. I think it would have meant Archie sticking his stick right into the goalie's face. But here's Tyson on the face-off. Still got Archie and Colin Moose. Tyson walks in and scores. Wow. There's the play for you. Good shot, too. Now we come alive here with some shooting accuracy. Griffin tries to send it up to Will. This goes back down into the Minneapolis side for Griffin. Griffin misses it. Somebody's got to help out now. Comes up to the point. There's Will. He's going to try to block one. Jackson now sends it up for Will. Oh, almost had that coming out. That's going to be offside on OMG. Too bad, though, because we had a good break going there. All right, minute 13 left in the second period. Minneapolis now holds this 3-0 lead. Puck gets sent down in to Griffin. This is Will with a head of steam. Sends one in to the goalie. Dropped to the glove, but was able to keep back control before the rebound to get poked in. All right, new set of black players here. We got Colin O'Day centering Otto and Ben now. Ben now off the face-off. Didn't quite get all the shot on that one. Goalie's able to get a whistle. James and Cam now back on the point. Colin O'Day on the face-off here again. Ben comes out of it again, but still couldn't get that point. Got shot off and good at getting sticks in front of that. All right, OMG's got a little head of steam coming out here now. That gets shut down by James at the Minneapolis blue line. So we'll wrestle around here for a little bit in the neutral zone. Cam's going to try to get this deep. That gets hung up. James instead throws it down. Ooh. All right, that's going to do it for the second period, which started off with a little bit of a resurgence by OMG, but ended with 3 goals in Minneapolis' favor. So they're going to take this 3-0 lead into the third period. Check in on our masks. There's 2 of them over here, but they don't have their masks on right now. All right, ref wants to get this one going, so we'll get her started. Tyson takes a face off. He's got Colin Moose and Archie at his wings. Griffin tries to send one up to Colin, but that one gets taken down. Uh-oh, OMG's got a shot right in the slot. Good save by George there. Here's Colin's got a chance for some odd man rush. This gets up to Archie, but Archie couldn't quite handle that pass. Tyson behind the net. Goes up for Griffin. Griffin's going to send this down deep. OMG got trips on his other buddy. Beck intercepts this. That goes into the Minneapolis bench. Looks like everybody's okay. We got Will to take the face off here. He's got Jackson and George out there with him on the wing. Cam's going to go chase this down in the corner and send it over to James. James sends it right up the slot. It's intercepted. Will now. In the game, the zone. Try to get one over to Jackson, but that couldn't quite go. Here's James is going to send this deep. Jackson's going to go pursue it on the other end. Jackson and George now wrestling down in the corner with it. Jackson comes out. Jackson's going to go to the net, but misses on that short angle shot. Here's George now. Cam's going to chip this one back down into the other corner. George again, giving that big defender a little heck. Tyson now comes away. He's got George all alone behind. George tries to center, but that goes off the skate. Good back check there by James to recover that 2-on what could have been a 3-on-1. Here's Ben now. Cam picks it up. Cam's just going to bring it himself. James is on. He's going to try to circle around the back of the net. He stops, looks up, sends it out front. Ooh, hits the goalie, drops straight down. .12:06 now left in the third period. Still 3-0. This is Colin O'Day on the faceoff. He walks the guy through the dot. Now he's got possession. Ben now down in the corner. Otto's trying to help out. Now there's Ben. Ben brings it out front. Ooh, I thought that was going to slide up in there. Griffin now out in center ice. He's going to send this up to Otto. Otto hooks it off the board. Go to OMG. A little bit of a mess here now. OMG comes out with it. Gains the zone. Been a while since we turned the camera this way. Here's Colin O'Day now. He's going to just lob this one down in. Colin Moose comes walking through the middle. He couldn't find an opening. That gets chipped around Cam. Here's James. Colin tries to send one up the middle, but that gets picked off. Tyson now down below. Over to Colin Moose. Tyson's able to walk out of that. Oh, but he hits the skate. And goes right back down into the Minneapolis side. This is James, backhands it around, comes up to the point. They had a guy outside the zone for some reason. Puck comes in on George, steers it to the corner. Back out to the OMG point. Now Tyson. Tyson's got Colin Moose streaking in, but couldn't quite get the pass over the stick to get it to him. All right, we're going to do a little bit of changing here. We got Will on the center. Jackson and George are out there with him, with Beck and Griffin on the points. Comes around the far side. This is George. Now he's going to pick it up. He sends it back down to the offensive corner. Jackson's going to go fight for it. Jackson comes out of there with it. That gets poked away. Now George. He's back. Beck's going to send this one, I think it was Will going to send this one deep, but I think he was not quite over the red line. So that's going to go for icing. 9:08 now left in the third period. Still holding on to this 3-0 lead. Settled out here a little bit in the third period. Not too many chances for either team. Cam now down in the corner. Cam comes away with it. He gets it up to Ben. Ben's got some ice and some space here. He's going to gain the zone. He lets Otto sneak in front of him. Good play by that OMG defenseman, though, to break that up. Here's Colin O'Day now, moving over the middle. He's got James on the point. James sends one off the shins. Comes out to the neutral zone. James now to back to Ben. Ben tried to get one up to Otto, but that hit Colin's skate. Now a short angle shot in on George. And smothered up. 8:19 now left. We got Tyson to take this face off with Archie and Colin Moose out there with him on the wings. Tyson's going to get a break now. He's got Archie with him, 2-on-1. Decides to take the shot. That gets sticked away. Beck's going to go down there and pinch. Colin Moose walks out of that scrum with it, over to Griffin. Griffin sends one down in. That gets steered to the corner. Tyson's going to pick this one up behind his net. Tries to send one up for Colin Moose. He sends it right into the slot. And that goes onto the OMG stick. Fortunately, George there to steer that away. Another shot from the point by OMG gets steered away. That could have been a penalty, but it doesn't go. Interference, but we'll take it, I guess. Here's James now. Sorry, Griffin now. Griffin's going to get this deep. OMG's tried to send a pass there that couldn't get any wood on it, so that's going to go for icing. 6:54 now left in the third period. Still 3-0. Comes out to Jackson. He tried to turn, but he couldn't quite get the shot he wanted off. Oh, here's George now. Also couldn't. OMG's doing a pretty good job of getting some sticks on us in the crease there. Here's George. George tries to send one in for Will with a tip, but that goes over the net. Comes over to the other side. OMG with a good break out there. James able to break up the rush though. Puck gets sent back down deep. George is going to go after it. George takes it away. George up to Jackson. That goes through the slot. Picked up by OMG. Oh, there. Had somebody out top. Defense left somebody behind him there. George with a great stop on the breakaway, though. Here's Beck. Beck's just going to take this by himself, it looks like. Beck gets this down deep into the corner. Ooh, Otto. That was not a good hit. Otto's going to go for 2 minutes with the roughing call. 5:22 left in the third period. We're going to go down a man for 2 minutes. Otto's going to get a 2 and 10 on that one for a boarding call. Much deserved. Here's Colin. Colin O'Day is going to try to wrestle one free on the kill here. OMG's going to send this one down deep. See if they can't set up a power play here. That gets intercepted by James. James, the centering pass right to outlet it. Here's Ben. Ben sends it up the board. Comes around to OMG on the near side here. He gains the zone. OMG still trying to establish something. James, good play there, but couldn't quite get the puck out of the zone. Getting some good pressure on these guys, though. Oh, stay with them, Ben. OMG wanted a trip on that play, but no goal. James sends this one all the way down. Doesn't go for ice because it hits the goalie. So we got 42 seconds left in this OMG power play. 4 minutes left in the game. Minneapolis still nursing this 3-0 lead. Trying to kill off this kill or this boarding call. Here's Tyson's got a breakout opportunity. He sends it over to Colin Moose and good pass. Colin Moose with a full net to look at. So that's going to be a shorty to make it 4-0. 3:44 now left, third period. Still got 22 seconds left to kill. This power play, penalty kill. OMG's going to send one in. Jackson picks it up. Jackson bounces it off. Clears the zone. 15 seconds left on the kill. All the way back. That holds the line there. All right, that does it for the penalty kill. Everybody's back to full strength with 3:15 or so left in this third period. Now 4-0. Add on that shorthanded goal. Cam now behind. Cam sends it around. He's looking for Will. Now it comes up neutral ice. That couldn't get pulled in by Jackson. Back into Minneapolis. Here's Cam again. Over to James. James up the middle to Will. Will's got a head of steam coming up here now. Oops. Him and Jackson kind of ran into each other there. Lost some of that momentum. Oh, we got a guy flying high again over here. It's going to be offside though. .219 left in the game. 4-0 lead for Minneapolis. Just trying to get this thing over with now at this point. Comes out to Cam, sends one in. That's wide. OMG gets a little bit dangerous in their own zone, but they come in with a 2-on-1. Couldn't quite connect on that pass. Colin O'Day picks it up. He's going to just take it himself. Gets rubbed out along the board down there. Tries to send one out to the middle, but Georgia's actually heading the other way. That was a big hit. This is Colin Moose and Tyson are battling down below. It looked like Colin got wrapped up with that OMG guy who hurt. Looks like it's his. Oh, he's going to play out now. Maybe a little bit of embellishment. He's back now into the middle. He couldn't try to go to the forehand, but couldn't get that off. Now Griffin down back here on the other side. Griffin fumbled it a little bit. OMG brought it out to the front, but George is there on the backhand wraparound attempt to get the whistle. 37 seconds left. Get this over with now. Cam, James, up to George. George hits Will. Will's got a little head of speed. George picks it up behind him. Sorry, not moving the camera. Yeah, a little chippy here at the end of the game. Jackson. And that's going to do it. Minneapolis comes up tonight with a 4-0 win over OMG White. I think we have much of the week off now for some practicing. Hasn't been a whole lot of that. It's just been a gauntlet of games of late. So hopefully get some things polished up. And I think our next game is back with Matamidi, something like that. Maybe early or late this week, early over the weekend, sometime in there. And hope to see you then. All right. Thanks, everybody. Signing off from Maple Grove. 4-0 win for Minneapolis today.